Good afternoon and welcome to EBTV's coverage of East Brunswick High School athletics. Today from Jade Oil Field, Girls Lacrosse against the Indians of Pennsauken High School, making it all the way up here from the northern part of Camden County, coming up 1:30 here to play our Lady Bears. Hi, I'm Ken Saroka. Both teams kind of struggling through this year. The Indians are 3-8. They play out of the Burlington County Athletic Conference. And the Bears, well, you know, they're having their problems also at 4-10. In-conference record, pretty okay, 4-5. But it's the out-of-conference schedule against really tough teams that has been hurting the Bears' record so far this year. Bears do come off of a win, 12-6 win over J.P. Stevens earlier this week. And we'll be back with the opening draw in just a moment. We're back here on a very hot, sultry day. Temperatures hovering right around 90 degrees. A little bit of hazy sunshine, slight breeze. Or actually, the breeze is picking up, which is good, as a cold front will be coming through here later today. And temperatures will drop down, but should be able to get this game in without incident. I say that, and I knock the nearest piece of wood. Bears, again, 4-10 in coming into this game. 4-5 in the conference. But they're out of conference schedules. They're a pretty hard schedule here as Coach Jamie Kennard is trying to get, obviously, a better opponents. You only learn from the best, and beat the best. Bears in the home white skirts, white tops with green numerals. The Indians of Pennsauken High School coming here all the way up from the very northern tip of Camden County on Route 130. If you take 130 all the way down, you'll get there. And they're going to be in red with white numerals and trim. And they're coming in with a record of 3-8. Okay, the girls team plays essentially natural boundaries, but you know, with the football field the way it is, you're basically going to be playing the same kind of lines you would if you were a soccer player. The benches are back tucked behind, but if it gets anywhere close to that, the officials will blow the play dead. And again, just kind of getting a little bit of equipment from what I could pick up on the mic there. The goalkeeper had some problems with equipment, and the Bears, I think, had a spare. Maybe it was that neck guard there. You'll also notice the girls don't wear full helmets, but a change that was instituted probably about 10 years ago, maybe a little more, was at least eye guard was optional. Now it's mandatory, so that the sticks don't, you know, enter or hit the eye bone or the eye area there. You can still get whacked pretty good on the head. But this is not a checking game. The girls do not have any protective gear on aside from that eyepiece, the goggles. So it's not going to be a matter of the physical presence and pushing and shoving and checking in that sense, but you'll still see attacks on the stick and trying to knock the ball out of the stick. And that can lead to some injuries as well. Okay. The Bears will operate right to left on your television screen for this first half. 2 25-minute halves in girls lacrosse. The referee signaling to the goalkeepers and the timer. The ball is placed between the two sticks. The sticks are back to back, about waist high. The other players are around the circle there, the yellow circle that you see. And we will be playing the red lines around the goal creases. Ball popped up in the air and controlled, not controlled, but finally controlled by the Indians. Caitlin Burns, oh, that's not Caitlin Burns, excuse me, that's Anna Goldberg. I'm sorry, wrong list. That was Kayla Fisher for the Indians. And that shot was muffled down, but the Bears trying to look for a way to get out of it, and the pass is stolen on the clear. And the Indians will set it up this time. Juliana Fernandez, number 11 there. You're going to hear a lot of, oh, coming right down into the arc. Shot and a score. Now, for those who don't know, these red lines, you see that red line forms like an arc, and there's another one out a little further. So you have an 8 and a 12 line. And you're not allowed to play a zone defense. You're not allowed to pack it in. That was a change instituted probably in the early 90s in both college and high school, because defenses were starting to pack in too much. And then they even turned it into a 7-on-7 game, or in the offensive end, and removed that 11-on-11 kind of play that you could have if everybody came up. Okay, that time the draw is popped back in the air, and it is controlled by the Bears this time. That is Kayla Reardon. Switches hands, comes across, comes right down the middle. Now, when a foul is called, the offending player stands a few yards behind. Everyone else must freeze in place, so you might see an opportunity to see where the passes are going to go if there is an opportunity for a break or someone to sneak in. Now, that pass in the middle was picked off. Intended for a quick turnaround shot there by Sorry Reader. Up, now ball on the ground. And finally picked up by the Indians, and they'll try to work it out. Turns, back pass. Again, you see the stick check, trying to get the stick in the way. Deflect passes, and when you have that opportunity to come across, tap. Don't slash, tap. And the Indians now confidently moving it up. Going right to goal. Stops the ball as she tried to switch hands. Ball came out of her stick. These lacrosse balls do not sit in the basket like they do in the boys or men's game. They actually have to sit up. And a shot and a score right off hip. Bounces. And Pennsauken goes up 2-0 in the first 2 minutes of this game. Bears yield 2 goals from in close on bounce shots. Ruby Anyanwu with the goal there. Waiting here for a stoppage as one of the players. Pennsauken is tying her shoes. Draw here. Again at midfield. Sticks about waist high. Back to back. Referee will clear out. And movement on the side of the Bears. So Pennsauken possession. And Youngwood's just going to run right down the middle, right down the field, and low to the far side this time. And suddenly now it's 3-0, and we haven't even played 2.5 minutes. That's a matter of defensive positioning and having those back defenders figure out that they need to move around and at least stop the forward momentum, because if you have the opportunity, you just go right down the middle, right down Broadway, and you leave your goalkeeper kind of out there high and dry with no defense. And Onanyo does it again, and here she goes again. And again, you're not allowed to cheat inside the 8 meters. Oh, off the pipe, no good, as that hit the crossbar, but came back out. And loose ball is picked up. Oh, And somebody cutting across there got hit in the head. There was a whistle on the play anyway. Emma Perrone took it in the head, the shot. And a yellow card for whatever was there. Okay, and a yellow card violation here. That's the first one for a dangerous kind of follow through there, and a shooting space violation on the same time. So basically you're going to have a throw in here on the far sideline or toward the far sideline, or they are going to award possession just on the offsetting fouls, and the possession stays with Pennsauken. Now with that yellow card, the Brianna Carey, I think was the person from Pennsauken, she has to sit for unspecified length of time here. And a chop, you can hear that when officials will really call that when you chop at an open stick. If you don't get the ball and you're hitting the shaft of the stick, that's close to the hands, and the girls are not wearing any protective gloves either, so it's a reasonably dangerous play there. Okay, again, all the defenders freeze in place. So you can kind of see that Pennsauken had no opportunities inside, and then so they'll bring it back out, and that's good recognition on their part. And that ball is in the possession of the goalkeeper. And the Bears look to make their first real offensive possession here. Bounce, pass, bounce, but on the turf it'll bounce nicely. Going right down the middle, trying to get through. And we're gonna. So we have a shooting space violation. You're not allowed to, because you don't have any protection, you cannot deliberately get in the way of an offensive player and the shot. So now you position that person, in this case for the Bears, number 24, Kayla Reardon, right at the 8 meters, and she has what's called a free position shot. So the free position shot will come from left of center here. Players are required to stand outside the 8 meters for the free position. But when the whistle blows, anybody can converge in. She can shoot directly or pass. Boom, high shot, top corner, right side. And the Bears get on the board on the free position shot. So the Bears put their first tally on the board with just under with 5 minutes gone here in this first half. 3-1. So even though it is lacrosse, it is a different brand of it, and you do have to pay attention to some of the details here. There will be probably more of these kind of quick stoppage whistles than you would find on a regular, on a boys game or a men's game. Ball is popped up in the air, bounces once, twice, still on the ground. And again, you can see the referee indicating a kind of a chop there, and that offending player will stand behind. Now somebody has to get in front of her before she gets into the shooting lane. Boom, and drills it top corner. And the Bears will call a timeout at this point in time, trailing 4-1. As Ruby Anyanwu has now 3 goals in the first 6 minutes of the game. All right, well, this game will be rebroadcast on EBTV, as you see there on the screen, on May 6th at 3 p.m., May 7th at 5 p.m., and Wednesday, May 9th at 9 p.m. It's also on demand. You go to ebtv.org website, click the video on demand menu, and you access all the EBTV programming, community service, municipal meetings, school board meetings, as well as East Brunswick High School athletics. Over 30 years of broadcasting East Brunswick High School athletics, EBTV. And we thank them for their support over all these years, all these games. So if you're Coach Kennard, you're sitting here and you're going, okay, someone has to get in her way. And someone outside of the 8 meters area, but somebody has to get in front, make her change directions. If you force that player to change directions, the ball could pop out. As I mentioned, the stick has to be, the basket of that stick has to be tighter than a men's stick. The ball cannot sit in the basket. It actually has to sit above the lower cup of it. So before the game, the officials were measuring to make sure that they could see pretty much half of the ball sticking out above the line, the ridge line for the basket there. And it's very hard to control. This is where, you know, any slight movement, left, right, changing sticks, hands from the dominant to non-dominant side, and you could really, you know, lose possession very easily. And with this wide open spaces here, those midfielders are going to be running very much in the heat and humidity here. Very muggy day as the temperatures were climbing throughout most of the day. Temperature at game time was about 89 degrees. So it's the second game we've had here at J. Doyle this week where the temperatures have been wonderful. This time, though, it's a little more humid. But a breeze, there is a breeze at least. I can see the trees blowing across the field. So they're having problems with the scoreboard clock. I saw Athletics Director Chris Iannazzo down there trying to find some antenna, I think, to make it communicate with our scoreboard, because it's they can use that remotely or they can do it up here. So they will keep the clock manually. Oh, they got that there now. 19:33 left, so they were able to reset it at least, or get it back to where it was. Popped in the air. Again, draw control is vital here, as probably on a 4-to-1 or 5-to-1 ratio here on terms of draw controls for the Pennsauken team. Again, chasing. Force her to get rid of it, as she's your best offensive weapon with 3 goals already. Again, out the back sidelines, they're not going to worry too much unless it's going to go off of the AstroTurf like that and heading toward the track. Oh, ball on the ground. East Brunswick gives it right back. Had a possession behind their own cage and gave it right back. You hear defenders calling out position of where it is. And that's a check violation here. That's a little bit before it got to the 8 meters, so she'll line up outside. She decides to just take it back there, and again, Pennsauken much more composed. Bears scoring their only goal on a frenetic kind of individual effort here. Cutters coming down, got to watch that as well, looking for the kind of one-time quick stick shot, but now taken, chunked downfield. Again, passing. And now the Bears have it, as Reardon is going to try to get through a bunch of traffic here. Needs to switch directions and find some help. Oh, bad pass sniped by Anyanwu, and she's got basically a free break here as she's going to get through all the East Brunswick defense, go right on in, a shot and a score. there's really not much, you know, on that pass. As she caught it in stride, took it right upfield. No defender got in her way, except right down around what we, about the 20, maybe 15-yard line on the football field. And East Brunswick's having a difficult time with her. Five to 1 our score. Okay, the problem is that the scoreboard is, or the control unit is not communicating with the scoreboard because the wireless, whatever the antenna of the wireless system does not work. Usually that box is up here, right next to me here in the press box, and they have a hard line wired to the scoreboard. So they have to explain everything here. It's pretty straightforward. What needs to be done. So they're pretty much just going to worry about playing the game for the next 16 or so minutes, and then when you get down to those last 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes, maybe they'll need to have somebody calling it out. A different person here taking the draw. And poked on the ground. And recovered nicely. Stolen there by Caitlin Robertson. Caitlin's trying to go inside. It's cutting through defenders, looking for some room. Bounce shot scooped up nicely by the keeper, Anne-Marie LeBron. Oh, and the pass knocked down. It said East Brunswick stole it. Got a pass in front, but again, goal keep knocking that down, preventing the Cutters from getting that pass right out in front. Strong individual defense there. Now, Reardon looking for a cutter inside, trying to find someone. The ball is again on the ground. And this is the kind of track meet that, you know, you don't want. The defenders are always backpedaling here. And when running into trouble, Juliana Fernandez just decided to take it back out and walk it around. Mark up defense. You can hear them. Just make sure you find your girl out there. Don't get caught watching the ball. Now you have it set up here. You've got several Pennsauken players waiting to go from the top of the arc to try to cut in. You'll see kind of fake moves, cut and return. Bears good here on the set play defense. That shot knocked down, but that was a bad angle shot. Pennsauken now turning right in front. Again, another shot, that one trapped down too. Oh, and that's a bad outlet pass. That's going to go out, and it's going to return possession. So a couple of good defensive stops, and then a costly turnover to throw it right back to the Pennsauken Indians. 15 minutes, as you heard. Trying to push that ball around. Nobody can get it, picked it up. Now that was a good check there as that ball was loose, but it's picked up by Nunua, but she's gonna pass it back and out, and East Brunswick will get possession. Clear room. Again, pass on the ground. Good double team there. Oh, that pass. And again, an ill-advised pass because there's so much traffic in the way. And finally coming out with it and moving around is Priadata. And she got the pass inside to Kristen Maxwell. That shot went off the short side post, maybe saved, but out the back end. Bears with possession, triggering it from behind the cage. Ball high, as you say, that means it's out front, top. Coming through. Oh, and you saw the referee had his flag out, meaning that there was a penalty coming, but East Brunswick still had the advantage, so it'll result in a free position. This time it'll be triggered from the far right side of 8 meters. Again, repositioning everybody here. So potential for a clear lane shot. One defender has a chance to sneak in there. The ball just popped out, lost possession of it, again, picked it up, lost possession again. So that was a wasted opportunity. Again, those minor infractions don't count toward anything like personal fouls would in basketball. And that was good defense by the Bears to try to close off the lane before she got too close. Brianna Carey just, okay, looking around again. Crease violation. Liliana Macatella looking to outlet this. Drops it instead to be picked up, and that's a smart move if Macatella is not a confident passer to pick up, let somebody else pick it up and run with it rather than simply pass it and turn it over quickly. But the Bears, once they got across midfield, turned it back over. Unforced errors. Again, 7-on-7 plus goal keep in the offensive end. And then a bounce shot. And we're gonna have a change in goal, as well as some substitutions here for the Bears. Coming in to play goal is Anna Goldberg. Six to one, yeah, 6-1. And overrunning the ball are the Bears, and picking it up is Anyunua, who's going to come right in again. That shot is knocked down. That shot was wide. But again, Bears defense collapsing in a little too far and allowing open lanes to get those shots in the first place. Couple of different players converging there inside the 8 meters. Again, that's you're not allowed to kind of leave your man and block that shooting space. Free position. Shot goes wide. But Indians are in. Pennsauken Indians will have possession as they are closest to the ball. Okay, ball knocked on the turf. Let's see if the Bears can pick this one up. And I think have Bears with a foul, minor foul there. I think playing it at open stick or preventing someone from trying to get at it. Kind of interference. All right, that picked off nicely there by Perrone, but she loses it, but they're gonna at least give possession. The trailing official and the up official both had that. Okay, now the Bears with possession, perhaps a chance for a break here. Bears trying to bring up numbers here. Madeline Farrell in front and picking it up, and one time and quick stick and bounce shot and in for the Bears. Get the number here in a moment, but that was a nice pass. It got through and without hesitation or bobbling was able to pick it up and put it home. That was Maria Marmara. Okay, this time we're going to have Reardon take the draw. 6-2, 7:48 left to go. As the scoreboard clock is now, for the moment, functioning. The high hop off the turf, off that draw, confused Reardon, and Anyamwu picks it up and gets possession for Pennsauken. Now, passes high and wide. That was going to be a tough shot to handle once picked up. Pennsauken with possession at the sideline. They're going to move them in a little closer. They're too close to the edge, so they're going to move them in a little bit. Pass is knocked backwards. Farrell will have it on the far sideline. She's got to look now. There's really no help here. She's probably going to have to run it herself through some traffic here, and does down that far sideline. Then turns, tries to pass it on the inside, but it's knocked down. Picked up, pass crossfield, knocked down. Pennsauken has been getting in the way of those passes all day. And how did somebody get that far behind the defense? Again, paying attention to the ball and not watching where your girl is leads to an easy break, as she's going to come right across in front. And we got the shooting space violation there, as a couple of Bear defenders closed in at the last minute. But it's going to be a free position shot from left center. That shot was saved right in the basket. Outlet. And now the Bears look to get numbers upfield. Switches hands nicely. Bit of a high check, perhaps. Five minutes is once again we're having some problems with the stadium clock. Okay, Bears going to set up an offense. Dump pass in low, down low. Shot, a bounce shot, scooped up and swatted away by Anna-Marie LeBron. But the Bears will have possession on that far sideline. Raquel Villas. Shot by Maxwell was a good shot. It just, LeBron caught it perfectly. Oh, there's a high check. Should be a foul, but nothing called. Reardon ducks in and hits the far post low. Would have had a free position out of it, but instead takes the shot and gets the goal, her second goal of the game. And the Bears making a comeback here, being down originally 6-1, now have cut the lead to 6-3. And you're watching East Brunswick High School Athletics on EBTV. This is Girls Lacrosse from Jade Oil Field. I'm Ken Saroka. Yep, that's me. Draw at midfield. Reardon will take that against Anyanwu. Ooh, and that's where the taller person would have the advantage on those ones that are popping up, be able to reach for it. Not necessarily an advantage on the draw and controlling where it goes, but getting it when it pops up. So Pennsauken will have it possession here with around 4 minutes left to go. And cutting in across the cage right there. That looked like number 6 for the Pennsauken Indians team, and unfortunately I don't have, oh yes I do, Masare Massaquoi. Massaquoi scores. Seven to 3 our score. That's a good move, almost like a field hockey move there to pick it up, but go and run through traffic. Gonna get the call, but not the best of moves to go running through traffic with the ball. But again, the Bears trying maybe a little too hard to force the issue rather than run to open space and make room for good possession there. Picking the ball up and moving it out. And positioning again in front of the crease there was Maria Marmora. And again, a pass that she had to get possession quick and get rid of it, does, and puts it about off hip, far side. 7-4. Bears now trading goals with the Pennsauken Indians. Now, yep, now it's working. 3:15 left to go. Maybe it works when there's a stoppage in play and it goes out when the clock starts running again. Draw at midfield. Whistle automatically here. Looks like they're going to redraw it. The ball has to really pop up a little bit. It can't just, you know, squirt out of it on the ground. It has to pop up at least above head high. So they'll have a redraw here. Successful draw that time, and the ball is batted in the attack end. Yes, Reardon's going to have to regather herself there. Bears about 30 yards out from, or 20 yards out from goal. Looking for open space to cut through. Reardon. Whistle before the goal. Whistle before the goal. Let's see what the call is. They're going to call the shooting space violation before the goal. So Reardon will take the free position from pretty much straight on. Now you have two Pennsauken defenders right at the crease line extended. They can come in front here quickly, put their sticks down, but Reardon tags that one to the far side. Reardon with 3 goals as the Bears now cut the lead to 2. Ruby Anyanwu picks it up. Somebody's got to get in her way. And it would, boom, and right back. Gives, as the Bears give the goal right back. Basically unassisted, pick it up and run with it after the draw. Two minutes left to go, and here we go again. And a bounce shot and a score. And if you don't make her move or change directions, it's easy. It's going to be easy for her, and that's her 7th goal. She has 7 of the 9 Pennsauken goals. Less than 2 minutes to go in this first half. Well, it could be that you need to assign somebody on her with speed so that you can mark her closely. If not, get somebody in her way early, make her change directions, change stick hands. Most players are comfortable with cradling in one way. Make her change directions, change the cradle. yeah, that was, you could hear that one up here as Emma Perrone whacked at Anyanwa's stick, try to make sure she couldn't get it as opposed to getting the ball. As they're spreading, the offense is spreading out here. They could be holding for a last possession here. Again, cutting in front like that, once you're inside the 8 meters, that's the danger zone, and that's where they're going to call the shooting space violation. Jenny and Geth. Okay, Reardon gets called for a bump. And that's Massaquoy's second goal. Interior defense there, picking up those runners, those cutters. Very little time left here in the first half. Don't have the exact time yet. Chance to regroup. The close official explaining to coach about why that last shooting space call was given. And that goes out on the shot, but the Bears are closest, so Kohlberg will take it and then pass it out to Reardon. Again, let's slash at that stick. If you hit the shaft, they're gonna call it. And maybe that's the momentum changer as Kristen Maxwell, with only a couple of seconds left, as you can hear them counting it down, gets East Brunswick their 6th goal. Well, they're going to call that as the end of the half, as that was really close. See if the officials are going to talk about it, maybe, or they're going to leave that one go. We'll keep it as 10-6 right now, unless we hear otherwise. Well, that is officially, I think, the end of the first half. So our score 10-6, Bears trailing. We will return with the second half action in just a moment. And we are back at J. Doyle with our score, the Pennsauken Indians 10 and East Brunswick Bears 6. with the big difference being Ruby Anyanwu, who has scored herself 7 goals, so she would be leading the Bears right now. And the Bears got their act together in that late in that first half. They were a little more decisive on offense. They were making good passes, especially down low, but Anyanwu was just a little too much. Draw at midfield. And again, the Bears need these draw controls. That one popped backwards, picked up nicely. New strategy to go backwards rather than up in the air, where Anyanwu can use her size advantage. Caitlin Robertson tried to cut in the 8 meters, and they're calling a shooting space violation, so that will result in a free position shot as people try to crowd her off. If you're going to crowd, you got to crowd before you get to 8 meters. Robertson. Boom, off hip, far side. And see if the Bears here can. Or are they calling a violation here? Hold on. Goal, okay. They are calling it a goal. Thought there might have been perhaps a crease violation there. And yeah, when you're coming straight down Broadway like that, it's hard to stop your momentum, and that's, you get to basically 2 yards, maybe 3 in front of the goal crease there to stop, and then circle around the cage there. Again, Bears got the draw and brought it up and scored. So again, how critical these draw controls are. That time popped in front and picked up by Robertson, who's going to try once again, just like Anyanwu, just trying to break through. Boom, right off the helmet. And the close official had a flag, and they're going to you're trying to explain there to what went on there. Okay, so we have offsetting fouls there. But Bears will retain possession. You heard that, dangerous propel, which means his follow through on that shot was dangerous. And yeah, now you heard again the referee saying the double foul called. They really don't want you, I guess, aiming at the face. But the Bears do cash in with the possession. And Robertson comes up with her second goal. Bears chipping away here now with a minute 40 gone in this second half, posting 2 goals. Pennsauken put 3 on the board, I guess, in the first 90 seconds, it seemed, in the first half, so payback. Okay. Robertson, draw, and this time different partner there, and Robertson's going to win the possession. Again, a high stick, high check there. Portson taking it all by herself, gets through. Boom, top shelf, short side. No, 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 waving it off. Crease violation, got a little too close there and couldn't control her follow through, so no goal. Possession, and this is Massaquoi. Massaquoi has 2 goals herself, turns, shot knocked down, but again, hit the goalkeeper in the face area. It looked like the cage in that mask area in front. She's signaling she's okay. Okay, and the Bears will start possession on the 8. Uh-oh, lost it. Turnover leads to a quick goal, blunting the momentum there as Brianna Carey, as for the Bears, looked like Isabella Riera just lost it in the stick, and it bounced down, and Brianna Carey picked it up, went right in, boom, bounce shot in. Reardon in a scrum with it. Pennsauken with possession. Momentum shifting back their way, and now with possession, setting up nicely here. Okay, they're gonna basically say white possession, but no, red possession because she stepped out of bounds. They're using the football end zone as the end boundaries, I guess. Boom. That was a little bit obvious. Nothing intentional there, just got in the way, and boom. Momentum stopped just outside 8. Shooting space, so once again, a free position shot from straight on. Shot knocked down. The rebound, however, put top shelf. That looked like Fernandez. And the momentum that the Bears had built up getting out of the first couple minutes of this second half has disappeared. (12-8) our score. Reardon trying to get in the way there, but coming straight down the middle. Shot straight on, save. And Macatella is back in goal for the Bears at the half. She was back in the goal there. Again, errant pass, possession Pennsauken. And Anyanwu with her 8th goal. And Coach Kennard's taking the time here to sub out a couple of players to get a water break as Reardon and Isabella Riera taking time off for a little bit of a water break here. Hydration important. It's about, again, temperature at game time was around 90 degrees with a lot of humidity. They're going to redraw. Minutes remaining. So controlled nicely, and again, break, jailhouse break here as they're coming straight down, but the ball tapped out nicely. That was a little bit of a nudge there by Jessica Silver to keep that from being a clean break on goal. But the pass is errant, but fortunately for the Bears, Pennsauken could not hold it. That ball goes out near the East Brunswick bench. They'll reposition players here. Again, at every whistle, the players must freeze in place. Farrell's gonna work it behind the cage. Stick in the face, yeah, you can hear the parents yelling. But again, the stick wasn't moving and it didn't hit anything, so they're going to kind of let that one go. Bears looking to break through. Pennsauken all around the 8 meters. Again, a quick move, maybe a little tap of a stick there by Anyanwu, and here we go. Can Priyadata catch her? That shot goes wide. Passes. Oh, that was a bad pass, and again, Bears could not come up with it. Crease violation. Collision on the far sideline. They're going to give the ball to Pennsauken. Coming right down the middle, but loses control on the shot. And Bears will run it out. Finally, a call there. You had two players kind of sandwiching. Farrell got it through. It somehow snuck in off hip. Madeline Farrell gets on the scoreboard for the Bears, who cut the lead to 13-9. Again, coach substituting out players here as Caitlin Robertson comes out to get a drink. And Reardon checks back in. Draw control, won by Pennsauken, looking for a break, coming down the middle, shot wide. Could have had an opportunity to pass it on the crease right, but did not. Good defense there to stop the penetration there, but possession still with Pennsauken. Okay, a dangerous shot propelled, as they say there, and Nyanwu's going to have to sit. As the yellow card comes out. Reardon, play on, advantage on. Pass down front was perfect opportunity for the Bears. Sorry, Reader, but just can't get that pass down and goes flying out into the track. 15 minutes left to go in this game. And the Bears pick it back up with possession now. Isabella Riera. Downside, Reardon with the shot. Gobbled up though. And outlet it nicely. Collision there as you hear get in front of her. Again, stopping the forward momentum. But again, defense collapses in, but nobody to pick up the ground ball. So Pennsauken retains possession here. Two, four, seven. Nope. Thought that may have been an offside there. Somebody crossing the 30, which is the restraining area for the attack. Shooting space violation. Free position coming. And that is true. Defense not communicating as well here. Massaquoi. Puts it in, far side off hip. And the score now 14-9. Timeout, East Brunswick. Well, while we have this timeout, we'll let you know that this game is going to be rebroadcast on EBTV, Channel 26 on your cable dial here in East Brunswick on Sunday, May 6th at 3 p.m., Monday, May 7th at 5 p.m., and Wednesday, May 9th at 9 p.m. But it's also on demand. Go to the ebtv.org website and click the video on demand menu, and you can watch any of the EBTV programs, from athletics to municipal meetings, school board meetings, community interest programming, all available on demand. And thanks again to the EBTV technical crew for coming out, setting up, and giving you an opportunity to see East Brunswick High School athletics. That's Jamie Kennard, the coach. Again, Bears not able to sustain the momentum. They'd score 2 goals, but then give 2 right back in short order. So not able to sustain the momentum. And here we have Pennsauken pushing the lead out even further to 5 goals. It was 4-goal advantage for them at half, 10-6. But now they pushed it out to 5. Could have asked for a little bit, well, he could have asked for a little bit less humidity today, but a beautiful day after all the weather nonsense we've gone through here in the so-called spring. To have a couple of nice, beautiful, balmy days is welcome. The greenery on the trees. Not an insurmountable lead by any stretch of the imagination, but possessions are important and momentum is important. Change in goal for the Bears as Anna Goldberg is going to come back in for the Bears. Bears again had a nice victory against JP Stevens earlier this week here at J. Doyle, but not able to sustain that momentum. And Pennsauken is certainly playing better than their 3-8 record indicates. Taking advantage of every opportunity imaginable. Very opportunistic. Ball batted down. Reardon will chase it down. Can she pick it up and control? That was looked like a push, but the referee says play on, as they fear Reardon might have just slipped on her own. But Pennsauken has possession now and is content to bring it out and work for the best shot. Shot knocked down by Goldberg. Okay, a little bit of playing in an open stick there by Pennsauken, and Bears will hold possession. Robertson runs right by Massacoy. Bears not getting open though, but possession, movement without the ball. They're not finding open space here, and Robertson's just going to take it. Look, now draws it back outside, almost to 12 meters. Piscataway playing right around the 8-meter arc. Reardon looking, but can't seem to find any open space. Now you have an isolation play. How did that get in? It did. It found the short side right on the post. But a good isolation play. Nobody expected the offense to come triggered from the back, come running out from behind the cage, and just dropping it low as the goalkeeper LeBron kind of snuck away from the post. (14-10) our score. Bears scoring pretty evenly distributed here. 2 for Farrell, 2 for Marmora, 1 for Maxwell, 3 for Reardon, 2 for Robertson. A nice battle won there, but lost and given right back as Robertson's pass. Breaking through, looking for, and there's again the shooting space. Once she gets inside 8, the defenses can't collapse like that. They're going to call that. So if looking for the runners, coming right down the middle, looking, shot, low shot, and Goldberg could not get it. Right at her feet, bounced low, but could not get the basket down in time. And again, Bears get one, and Pennsauken gets one right back. For the Bears, number 21, Emma Perrone, will take the draw at midfield. And Pennsauken hasn't missed a beat since they pulled Anyanwu away from draw duty, because she's there to control those draws once they're popped up. And here she goes. Did not have a chance as she turned with her back to the cage, could not turn and reposition for a shot. And even though they have kind of quieted her down, it's been the rest of the Pennsauken Indians team that has come alive and scored. Boom. And as Goldberg came off her line and kind of cheated into the center of the cage, the shot came short side behind her. And 16-10 now. Largest lead of the contest for the Pennsauken Indians, who traveled all the way up Route 130, getting here from the very northern tip of Camden County. They play in the Burlington County equivalent of the GMC, the Burlington County Conference, since they're just right across the border. Popped up in the air. Spins around a little bit. Reardon will pick it up. Okay, Robertson makes the defender switch, and then, as you see, you have defenders creeping in. You can't creep inside the 8 meters if you're not guarding somebody. So the natural thing is to kind of cheat in and block. But now Robertson will get the free position shot almost straight on. Oh, a sidearm shot. Line that up and hit it off hip on the far side. That's a difficult shot because like a sidearm pitcher in baseball, you're not used to seeing the angle coming out from that angle. 8-11, if I read the clock correctly before it once again phased out. The clock is phasing out like many of the characters in Avengers Infinity War did at the end of the movie. Spoiler alert, sorry. And substitutions. Oh, as Reardon gets hit. More substitutions for Coach Kennard. Emma Kroll steps in on the defensive line here behind the play here. Robertson seems to have the idea on offense, just as Anyanwu did early on. Back behind the cage to Farrell. Farrell loses control, gets tapped on the head. No call as she has possession. Another tap on the head. Penalty should be coming. No? Oh, no. The referee had his hand in the pocket for the flag, but I guess he let the advantage play on a little bit too much. Picking it off the turf. And that was a nice defensive stop on Massaquoi to get the ball out of her stick. And they're saying that she was on the line when she picked up the ball, Priyadata. But no, actually, okay, so double team and getting hit in the face and Reardon. You heard that one. Again, the sticks up high, just the slightest movement can cause a head injury there, but free position coming out from the far side of 8. Boom, right at her feet, right at LeBron's feet, but the shot is saved. And that was a matter of just getting the best angle to the ball there, and Pennsauken will pick it up. Break right down the middle, shot and a score. Far side for Brianna Carey. (17-11) our score with about 5 minutes left to go. And, you know, if Coach would use this as a game film here, see that the turnovers, the unforced errors here leading directly to many of these Pennsauken goals. Reardon bounces it backwards, but loses possession of it. Picked up. That shot, though, wide. But, again, an easy, unforced error almost leads to a Pennsauken goal. Bears need to score plenty, score often, score quickly. Only 5 minutes left to go. I don't know what this discussion is. It looked pretty clear that it was a shot, and the shot was wide, but the possession should be Pensauken's. But they gave the ball to East Brunswick. They're going to call offensive foul, charging foul there, kind of rushing in there. Jessica Silver with the pass back to Reardon, goes out. Yeah, and Steamroller's right. I heard one of the parents yell because it seems like nothing can get in its way. As Pensauken's been coming straight down the middle. And a shooting space violation there. Bit of a stick collision there on the follow through, so that shot goes high and wide. Bounce shot behind the cage. Pennsauken retains possession. Shot knocked down by Goldberg, but nobody can pick it up, and the ball goes out the back end zone, but it'll be possession for the Bears. Robertson. Heard that. And that will result in a quick reset. Marmora. And there will be pre-position. Looks like Kristen Maxwell will take it straight ahead. LeBron catches it, bounces it, as that was pretty easy. That clear pass is knocked down. The shot by Farrell goes off the post. And that's Maria Marva's third goal of the game as the Bears put together a concentrated flurry, picking up rebounds and keeping the possession down in the Pennsauken end. But it's going to be a little too late as we are probably under 30 seconds left to go, as once again the clock has fuzzed out on us. "38 seconds remaining. Popped in the air and caught by Brianna Carey. Or, excuse me, that's Kayla Fisher. Had a charging foul called in possession East Brunswick. And that's not a good check because it came right in front of her face. We'll hear this. They'll count the clock down as we get closer to time. And that is time. That is our game. Pennsauken Indians 17, the Bears of East Brunswick 12. Again, unforced errors, the case here against the Bears. A lot of missed opportunities, but on offense, but for the defense, the giveaways, bad passes, mishandling of balls, and immediately picking it up and running it right in. Pennsauken very opportunistic today. So the Bears go to 4-11, and Pennsauken will go to 4-8 on the season as we wind down the spring athletics season here at East Brunswick High School. Again, we'd like to once again thank the EBTV technical crew as we've done a couple of lacrosse games this week, and I said I wish we could have ended on a happier note here. But just as, again, a reminder that we are going to rebroadcast this game several times and that it will be available on demand. Yep, there it is, May 6th at 3 p.m., May 7th at 5, and May 9th at 9 p.m., and available on demand. So again, we'll give credit to the EBTV technical crew for coming out here a couple hours before game time to set all this equipment up, and they're going to be here breaking this down. Again, our final score is Pennsauken Indians 17, East Brunswick Bears 12. I'm Ken Saroka saying thank you for tuning in, and from Jade Oil Field, we'll bid you a good day.